Now, a notorious gangster turned author has been holding talks with one of the UK's brightest young actors in our part of the world today, Bernard Mahoney, who's a former member of the Essex Boys firm and has written several books on his experiences in the criminal underworld, met with former Eastenders and Shameless star Jody Latham in Ferry Hill today. They're in discussions over a project to see Bernard's book, Fog on the Tyne, about a real-life gang war on Tyneside, turned into a movie. Well, our reporter Andy Bell, he's the right one, met the former gangster in the new cafe for a chat about his past and the new project.
Got a bit of a notorious past.
I have, yeah. I used to run nightclub doors in Essex in the 90s and late 80s, and my partners weren't content with just running the doors. They started importing drugs from Europe, and that all came to a sticky end in December 1995. They were lured to a remote farm track in a Range Rover. They thought they were going to meet other drug dealers, but it was a trap, and they were all shot through the head, and it seemed a good time for me to retire from that world, and that brought an end to my criminal career, really. To be honest, it wasn't a shock, because they were out of control, you know, like a lot of young people who think they're earning lots of money and think that they're controlling things. They started to believe that they were untouchable, and, you know, a lot of people said they're going to get it. Do you know what I mean? And throughout history, all gangs end up... No gang's ever been successful in history, you know what I mean? Everyone goes on about the craze, how successful they are. How can you be successful when you spent 30-odd years in prison, do you know what I mean? You're just a complete mug, and that's the way every gang goes, you know what I mean?
Do you look back on that time with heavy regret?
Honest answer, I mean, I should say, yeah, I regret it, but honest answer's no. I mean, what's done's done, and you just move on, you know, and try and learn from things and not make the same mistakes, you know what I mean?
Now, this morning, we're here in the cafe for a reason. There's a project underway, is that right?
Yes. I wrote a book about 2 years ago called Fog on the Tyne, about the underworld in the northeast. And Jody read it, and he said, oh, it's a fantastic story. And it sort of got punted around various production companies. We've had interest from television companies talking about making a series based on the book, a 6-part series, and a film company who are about making a full-length sort of feature film. And Jody wants to be part of that, so he's just come up today to go through a few things and, you know, talk things over, really. He was Philip Gallagher in Shameless, Frank Gallagher's son, and he was in Eastenders as a pretty brutal Whitney's pimp, I think is the best way to describe him. There's a couple of associations with Manchester in the book, and he'd play a Manchester villain, base villain, because he's from the northwest.
And will you have a role in that? Or is it simply a case you've written the book, you hand that over, or you're looking to play a part in the production?
Well, dealing with the media is a bit like dealing with villains, you know what I mean? You write a book, you sell the book to them, and you've sold your soul to the devil, really. They do what they want with it, basically, you know. Yeah, you're involved to a degree, but they're paying the money, they have the final say, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I guarantee everybody pays their bill in that cafe. You wouldn't mess, would you? Andy Bell, our reporter, you wouldn't mess with him. In the next hour, we're going to hear an interview with the actor Jody Latham as well about that. So stick around. BBC Tees with Neil Green tonight until...
Neil Green.
BBC Tees.
We are talking about films on BBC Tees this evening, certainly the worst film that you've ever seen. It could well be the opening scene of a movie, this one. A notorious gangster walks into a cafe, sits down with a young man to begin plotting. It's not the latest offering from, I don't know, Tarantino or Scorsese, but this scene did play out in a village in County Durham earlier today. It's because gangster turned author Bernard Mahoney held discussions over the project to see his book, Fog on the Tyne, about a real-life gang war on Tyneside, turned into a movie. Now, he's a former member of the Essex Boys firm. He's written several books on his experiences in the criminal underworld. Well, our reporter Andy Bell sat down with former Eastender and Shameless star Jody Latham and began by asking him what on earth he was doing in a cafe in Ferry Hill.
Famous question. I'm actually, the reason I'm in the cafe is first and foremost is to come and get a fry up because I'm starving. But along with that, I'm actually here to talk about the possible production of a couple of books that that Bernie's wrote and that we're hoping to get off the ground and perhaps make films of.
We're well aware of Bernie's sort of past and his life as a gangster.
Past.
Yeah.
But tell me about no past.
No concern here if this meeting should go wrong.
Oh, it's all right. We've got mutual friends. He knows he can't mess with me.
So, I mean, how did this come about?
I am an actor, and you know, I'm known as an actor through my work on various shows, Shameless, The Fixer, and Eastenders, and so on. But I'm a producer as well. So as much as my love for performing, I have a love for making film and the production of film. I'm here basically because the films that we're hoping to get off the ground with Bernie, I'd like to be involved in on a production level, but also I'd like to be perhaps involved in as an actor, as a performer. So for me, it's you know, it's a double whammy if it works, isn't it?
Yeah. Drifting into the wrong side of the law, is that something that appeals with, you know, these types of stories?
I just think that the genre, or one of the main genres that Bernie concentrates on within his stories, apart from it being real life and true stories, is obviously the sort of the gangster genre and the things that come with that, crime, violence, all that. But it's not just appealing to me, it's appealing to the masses. Crime drama works, you know, gangster genres work, and I think that it's something that's appealing to, well, to everyone.
And of course, you can tap into that authenticity, someone who's lived that life. I guess that must be appealing as a producer and as an actor.
Definitely. Like we were just saying, you know, real stories, real people is something that I'm attracted to, and it's something that I feel audiences are attracted to, like Shameless. So Shameless has been so successful, in my opinion, due to the fact that we can all relate to it. Well, at least all working class people can relate to it because they've lived that life.
What's the next step? When will we learn that this could get a green light or things could develop?
Well, for Bernie and myself, it's about striking up interest, and it's just a case of letting the production companies sort of, you've got to strike the interest, and depending on who wants it most, I mean, get the right production company to do the right project. We'll see.
Right, I'll let you get to your full English here at Faces.
Thank you very much.
I hope Andy Bell paid for his latte. If not, I've got his mobile number so you can have it.